Have you ever woken up and just thought, what on earth was that all about? Today, we're going to dive deep into the mysterious world of our dreams. But we're not using dream dictionaries or ancient myths. Nope. We're taking a straight-up scientific look at what's actually happening inside your brain when you're asleep. So let's just start with a classic, shall we? Have you ever had that dream? The one where your teeth feel loose, or maybe they're just crumbling and falling out right into your hand? It's so weird and feels so real, you probably even check your mouths the second you wake up. Well, if you've had it, you're in very good company. In fact, dreams like that one, or being chased, or that feeling of falling from a huge height, or, oh, the classic, showing up for a big test you had no idea about, these are some of the most common nightmares people have. And they all leave us with the same big question. What could that possibly mean? Well, for centuries, people have tried to interpret dreams as prophecies, these deep symbolic messages from beyond. But modern science, it gives us a completely different story. It tells us our dreams aren't mystical, they're functional. They're part of a productive neurological process that actually has a real job to do. So, to really understand why we dream, first we need to look at what the brain is actually doing. So let's take a quick tour inside the engine room during REM sleep, because that's the stage where our most vivid, most memorable dreams happen. So picture your brain like it's a big company. The CEO, your prefrontal cortex, is the part that handles all the logic, the planning, the rational thinking. But when you start to dream, that CEO basically just clocks out, goes on vacation. And that is a huge reason why our dreams can be so completely bizarre and make absolutely no sense. Now, while the boss is away, other departments go into overdrive. Your amygdala, which is the emotional heart of your brain, gets cranked all the way up, and that's why the feelings you have in a dream, whether it's absolute terror or pure happiness, feel so powerful and so incredibly real. At the same time, your hippocampus is working an all-nighter. Think of it like your brain's own personal librarian. It's sifting through all the events and information from your day, carefully filing away the important stuff and tossing out the useless junk. Honestly, without this happening every night, learning new things would be almost impossible. So you've got this perfect storm, right? The emotion center is firing on all cylinders, the memory librarian is working overtime, and the logical CEO is completely offline. This is the recipe for a dream. And it's exactly why you can find yourself having a deep and meaningful conversation with a flying squirrel, and your dreaming brain just rolls with it. No questions asked. Okay, so we know what's happening in the brain, but the bigger question is why? Well, science doesn't point to just one single answer. It actually points to a whole set of vital jobs that your brain needs to get done while you're dreaming. Job number one is something called memory consolidation. And this is super important. Your brain isn't just randomly replaying stuff. It's actively managing your memory. This is that librarian at work. It's strengthening the important connections for things you need to remember, like a skill you're learning or a key piece of information. Well, it lets all the trivial junk details from the day just fade away. So, put simply, your dreams are a crucial part of how you learn. Okay, the second major job is, well, it's pretty wild. It's a theory called threat simulation. Basically, the idea is that your brain has this incredibly sophisticated virtual reality simulator that's designed to keep you safe. I mean, think about it. A nightmare is terrifying, right? But it can't actually hurt you. It is a 100% safe space for your brain to run fire drills for all kinds of worst-case scenarios. It's letting you practice your escape routes and survival instincts so that if you ever face a threat in real life, your brain's already had a dress rehearsal. And the third key job your brain is doing while you dream is a kind of emotional therapy. You can almost think of it as a free, built-in therapy session that you get every single night. The research here is fascinating. It suggests that by replaying emotional memories in a dream, but, and this is the key, without the usual cocktail of stress hormones, your brain can actually take the sting out of painful experiences. It helps you process tough emotions and heal, all while you're fast asleep. So, now that we're armed with all this science, let's go back to those common nightmares we started with and see what they look like through this new lens. Let's redecode them. All right, let's tackle that classic again, your teeth falling out. It's time to just throw out what those old dream books say about vanity or losing wealth. That's not what's going on here. From a scientific point of view, this dream has almost nothing to do with your actual teeth. It's often your brain's way of working through feelings of stress or a lack of control in your real waking life. It's just using a really powerful physical metaphor to deal with those abstract anxieties. Next up, the one that gets your heart pounding, the chase dream. You know it. You're running from a monster, an animal, some shadowy figure. We've all been there. This is a textbook example of that threat simulation theory we just talked about. Your brain isn't predicting you're going to be chased. It's just running that practice drill. It's keeping your fight or flight instincts sharp in a totally safe environment. It's just doing its job. And finally, the anxiety dream that seems to haunt people for decades after they've left school. You're sitting down for a final exam you totally forgot about, and you are completely, utterly unprepared. This dream is almost never about school. It's your brain's emotional processing system tackling feelings you have right now. Feelings of being judged or feeling unprepared in your current life. Maybe it's about your job, a relationship, or some new challenge you're facing. So, when you put it all together, you realize we need to totally reframe how we think about dreams. They're not a secret, mystical code that we need to crack. They're much more like a window, a direct look at your own brain hard at work, sorting your memories, practicing for challenges, and healing itself. And that brings us to the most important takeaway from all of this. The next time you wake up from a really weird dream, try asking a different question. Instead of asking, what did that dream mean? Ask yourself, what was my brain working on last night? Was it trying to learn something? Was it practicing for a challenge? Or was it helping me heal? That little shift in your question is the real key to understanding what your dreams are trying to tell you.